What if he transports you back to when you met?
What, the grunge?
Oh, yeah, the grunge is. What if he decides, let's go back and let's have a bit of nostalgia or something like that and decide...
Yeah, but that was his nostalgia. I
Yeah,
wasn't really
but
into
he
the
might have
grunge.
thought you was into it at the
Mine
time.
was an act.
You appeared to be into it. Yours was an act.
Did I ever tell him that I wasn't really into it? I just did it. So he'd like me. Our relationship's been a lie.
When I hit 30, we decided to try for a family, but I had problems, and for 3 years, I couldn't get pregnant. I was put on the waiting list for IVF. The day we got our IVF appointment, found out I was pregnant, so I was going to have our little miracle baby.
Olivia arrived in 2009, followed by little Logan 2 years later, making family top priority.
You don't put money away for a wedding when you think, oh no, I best buy kids some shoes or I best buy that bill or whatever it may be. There's no money in a pot for a wedding.
Now, 15 years since their engagement, they have a £14,000 budget and the opportunity to plan a wedding. But it'll be down to Stephen to organise everything, and Nikki's got her concerns.
I feel like I've got 3 children rather than 2 with Stephen, because he's just a big kid.
I'm not very, very adult and grown up, and I can get several witnesses
He's
to
like Peter
testify
Pan,
for that.
the boy that never grew up.
I wish.
But the boy who never grew up recently turned 40. And with a full-time job, a mortgage and 2 children, Stephen can't help but reminisce.
I do miss being young and not having any responsibility and just going out and enjoying life.
By planning their wedding himself, Stephen wants to go back to those carefree days. And he's bringing Nikki along for the ride.
These next few weeks, it'll be a throwback to my youth. Maybe find that Steve that I miss a bit, get a bit more rock into my life.
And his romantic idea for Nikki's big day?
My main inspiration for wedding will be the music video from the early 90s. Guns N' Roses, my favourite band, November Rain. It was a music video, but it was based around a wedding. And the wedding on it was awesome. It was dressed up, long hair, ridiculous outfits, loud music. Just the scene I was into then.
Stephen misses those youthful rock days badly. And with a wedding based on his favourite video, complete with daring bridal gown for Nikki, he hopes to whisk them both back to where romance first blossomed.
It was a massive part of our lives when we were younger. I'll love it, our parents will love it, my mates will love it, and I think she'll love it. I think it'll be a throwback for her and she'll properly enjoy it.
But Stephen may be in for a shock, because in their 20 years together, Nikki's never told him how she really felt about that rock scene.
And I keep thinking, surely there can't be something that is going to do something that bad that it's going to make me go, no, I'm not doing it. I hope not.
This is my dress that I went on my first date with Stephen, remember? With a little denim waist jacket. Oh. Do you remember I used to wear it with, like, ankle boots? Because Stephen used to be into the grunge thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
So I used to buy it to try and fit in. I used to buy nice little dresses and then wear them big cloggy boots on the end of the feet. But I used to wear them thinking that Stephen would like.
You were
People say,
really
"I
obsessed
like
with
your
him, though,
dress."
wasn't you?
All right, you don't have to give all my secrets away.
What if he transports you back to when you met?
What, the grunge?
Oh, yeah, the grunge is. What if he decides, let's go back and let's have a bit of nostalgia or something like that and decide...
Yeah, but that was his nostalgia. I
Yeah,
wasn't
no,
really
but
into
he
the
might
grunge.
have thought you was into it at the time.
Mine was an
You
act.
appeared to be into it. Yours was an act.
Did I ever tell him that I wasn't really into it? I just did it. So he'd like me. Our relationship's been a lie.
Do you remember when you knew me and I had long hair and I was a snotty kid? I was into alt rock music.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be the main theme. Us being the dirty, grungy, scranky ones, and then you've got, like, Nick in the middle, like all... I don't know what...
Bridal.
That's the word I'm looking for.
So this rock thing, is it just an old thought from being a young lad?
Yeah, that's when I met her, though, innit, as well.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's what she liked. That's what drew her to her. She liked the dirty, grunge look, so... And it'll take her back into the past, won't it? I think she'll like that, to be fair.
Like it or not, Stephen's flashback to his youth isn't stopping there.
I'm having a tattoo.
You're not.
I am.
Because?
Why not? Because I want one. And it's rock and roll, isn't it?
With all guns blazing, Stephen sets off to Manchester to find a venue big enough to replicate the church wedding in his favourite rock video. He's come to Halle St Peter's, a converted church that's home to one of Britain's oldest symphony orchestras.
I want this. This would be brilliant. This would be ideal. It's built for the Halle Orchestra. It's not gonna bother with me having half a dozen people on electric guitars in there, is it? I can put anybody I want in there. 40 people on guitars, drums.
There's no one to show him inside. Still, who needs to see inside?
I can see the picture there, and that's without me starting on it. Look at the ceiling. Look how big it is.
But will it be available in 3 weeks' time?
Hello, Mike speaking.
I've turned up here, I've had a quick look, and I've just... I really want this. Can you help me? Please help me.
Well, we could do it for you on the 25th.
Halle may be licensed for flutes and cellos, but what about heavy rock?
You have music in there, so music's not going to be a problem, is it?
That's not a problem. Not a problem. Yeah,
Brilliant.
I mean, the sort of noise that you'd be making, you'd have to be doing a very unusual sort of wedding if you were making more noise than our limits allow.
Brilliant.
Are you up for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
And just like that, Stephen spends £1,500 of his budget on a ceremony venue without so much as a glance inside.
If the question should ever get asked, of course I've seen it. Of course I've seen it, Nick. I went in for weeks before having a look at it. I found quite possibly the last divey sort of bar in Manchester. I've got my student bag with me because I'm in the student quarter, but we'll go in and see what's going on in here.
G'day.
Frequented by the likes of the Strokes and Franz Ferdinand, this bar is famous for its rock and roll connections, but not so much for its wedding receptions.
For us, it's pretty rare to show on a Saturday, but sell it to me, man. We'll see what we can do.
She met me when I, believe it or not, had hair like yours. Didn't have a care in the world, though. Scruffy, jacket. That's what she fell in love with 20 years ago, so let's take her back in time.
20 years, man.
20 years I've been with her.
Oh, wasn't it, that?
Ah, this is nice. Ah, it's like a Cinderella room.
So
It's
you'd like this
gorgeous.
venue for your wedding?
I would, yeah, I'd love it. You know, like when you walk into a room and you go, yeah, I want the room to feel like that.
This is the front lounge. This is the bar. This is our DJ booth. This is Tom.
Right, you
Give us a smile, Tom.
This is hidden away, isn't it? This
Welcome
is
to the
awesome, isn't it?
roof garden.
It's cool, isn't it? I am well impressed with this. You've got a cool place here.
Do you want a Jaeger? Let's have a Jaeger.
Let's
Well,
do it.
But take in the view, because that's pretty cool, man. You see what's going on with the contact and all that. It's nice.
It's
nice.
awesome. You've got something that's gone back in time to the 90s for me.
yeah.
It's like reliving my youth. Brilliant.
Stephen's found his 90s throwback reception venue, but he's on a strict budget, so it's time to haggle rock and roll style, which basically means haggling at the bar.
How much money are you going to offer me?
I've got about... Are you ready? You sat down. I'll put the fingers on the table for this.
1,000
Yeah.
with food and entertainment?
Yeah.
It's tempting. If I said 5 and I throw in the entertainment, the food, and some freebies, how would that feel?
Some you do your business, man. But
And I'll get the price down, right? Maybe I can do it cheaper than that.
And after much negotiation, Stephen gets the dive bar for £4,000, including a hog roast. Together with the church, that's £5,500 of his budget. And as week 1 draws to an end, the groom and the best man feel sure it's worth every penny.